My first impressions of MHR Clinic was I actually wanted to buy the place and convert it into a house. It's in a beautiful setting in rural Cheshire. Absolutely lovely. As I say, when I walked in, it's discreet. You know, it's not like you walk through and there's, you know, cheerleaders welcoming you, so everybody knows, which could be a bit embarrassing. It's very discreet. It's very professional. The main thing for me is that it's incredibly honest. You know, from day one when I walked in, I felt like I could trust the people that were advising me. And, you know, to me, the biggest reflection on that was the fact that they didn't chase a quick buck like a lot of other people in the industry do. I mean, I've got friends who have had treatment with other companies, not always the best treatment. And it's because those companies have been chasing a quick buck. Because it is a relatively new industry, it's not been around for all that long, it is relatively new. There are going to be good people, there are going to be bad people, like any industry. The one thing I can say, and I knew this within 5 minutes of meeting the team and Craig, was that this was one of the good guys. And, you know, like anything in life, once you've found somebody who is not only good at their job, but also professional and showing integrity, you stay with them. One of the things for me, I think, is the fact that it is in such a discreet location. It's not something, as I say, where it's I don't know, you walk through a door and a klaxon goes off and everyone knows you've come to see a hair loss clinic. It's a very discreet place. You don't feel that pressure that people are looking at you all the time when you're walking in the doors, you know, which I imagine for some people, I mean, the one thing I would say to people, to men and women actually, to be fair, is for some reason we have some kind of inbuilt insecurity that we're being judged because we're trying to get our hair loss situation sorted out. And we feel embarrassed by it and that other people are judging us and thinking we're vain and thinking we're weak. Balls to them. At the end of the day, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a natural aging process, but in the same way that people go to the gym or eat healthy or wear makeup, why would you not try to reverse it? At some point, 5-10 years down the line, or even more, God forbid, it is going to reach a point where people are going to be so blasé about it and just be like, it is part of any aging process where you want to do something preventative. In a great way, MHR is above, you know, is ahead of the game there, because they do have a very discreet and lovely setting for their offices and for their clinic. So you don't have to be embarrassed about, you know, everyone walking down the central Manchester knowing where you're going. It's a discreet, beautiful converted barn in rural Cheshire. If you asked me what was the one thing that made me decide to go with MHR Clinic back in the day, it was the honesty side of it. It was the fact that, unlike some of the other slightly more salesy clinics who I'd sent my details to, Craig and the team didn't chase a quick buck. They actually, in fairness to them, probably did themselves a disservice, because they actually didn't chase a big check from me. Instead, they said to me, the moment I sat down, literally within 5 seconds of sitting down, it was kind of like, "Hi Craig, nice to meet you. Yeah, you don't need a hair transplant." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's just saved a kidney." It was the fact that from day one, he was completely open and honest. And down the line, fingers crossed, touch wood, it doesn't happen, so that the treatment I'm having at the moment continues to be successful. But if it came a point where I was saying to Craig, I want hair transplant now, I think he'd probably still be that way. I know he would still be that way. He'd probably still be saying to me, no, you still can't have it yet. You have to keep waiting, because actually you'll do more harm than good. And having somebody in this industry, which is a relatively new industry, doing that, not only puts them across as, you know, one of the, you know, the front runners in the quality of what they deliver, but also in the, you know, integrity in which they do it. And Craig was brilliant with that. As I say, you know, the fact that I walked in on day one and he didn't sit me down and say, right, you need this hair transplant, that hair transplant, write me a, you know, a huge check. Instead, he said to me, actually, that would actually have a negative effect for you, because what we'd be doing is we'd be putting other follicles next to live ones, and it'd be basically like, cramming people in a car. You'd end up suffocating the ones that were there already and already healthy. So, from his bank manager's point of view, it was probably the worst advice Craig could have given me. But from Craig as a business point of view, and for me as a client, it was amazing, because actually it was saying, I'm not going to look for a short-term, quick bit of cash. I'm actually going to give you the best treatment I can, which is suited to you. I'm not saying that's what everybody will be like. Some people will probably need hair transplants. I can say here and now, God forbid that I do need one, but if down the line I need one, it will be, Craig, I'm coming to you to have it done. The difference with MHR is, I know for a fact their FUE transplant pre-care, post-care is a lot better than that as well. But also they provide this service, which is the preventative side of things. It's not the biggest earner for MHR. I'm well aware of that. I do my maths the same as anybody else. But at the same time, you are given as much time, as much care, and as much guidance as anybody else. And to me, that was, I say, the best thing about when I met Craig, was the fact that within 5 minutes of meeting him and hearing what he had to say, I knew that that was somebody who not only was I going to go for this treatment, but for the rest of my life, I'd be going to for all my hair consultation, hair guidance. And I knew that he'd be open and honest with me at every single point of that. The clinics themselves have been absolutely lovely. And the fact that they are discreet may be a big draw to some people out there. It wasn't a huge swayer in my point of view, but at the same time, Craig and the team have done what is, the best honourable thing, which is to prepare for the worst case scenario. There might be somebody who is incredibly embarrassed about coming to get treatment. They're coming somewhere where nobody would know that's what they were going to have. And, I think that's all due to them. And it'll be the same when they open up their new premises in Harrogate or near Harrogate. Again, I know from speaking to Craig, the same consideration has been given about the premises, so that not only is it a pleasant place for somebody to go and spend some time, but also it's a discreet place where if they don't want the attention and people know that's why they're there, that is availed to them. I think that is one of the big reasons that a lot of people who are higher profile or in the public eye do choose MHR. I mean, I still can't get out of Craig who his other client list is. He just refuses to tell me. I'm pretty sure he probably won't tell other people I am, one of his clients either. But that's, doesn't bother me, but it might bother some people. I say the great thing is it's done in a professional manner whereby the worst case scenario is always catered for. It might be somebody who's incredibly, private or secretive, who doesn't want people to know what they're getting. The law, if you like, within MHR is already set up to cater to that. Anybody coming in here can be guaranteed a discreet and professional service. And, that is what I think anyone can only ever ask for or expect. To be honest with you, the thing which I am happiest about throughout this whole process is that I've now found somebody at MHR Clinic and Craig who, whatever the state of my hair journey is, never thought I'd say that word in my life, I've got somebody who I can trust. As I say, in 10 years' time, Craig might say to me, you might want to start considering a hair transplant now, or FUE transplants. I will listen to him when he says that, because he'll be looking out for me. He didn't look for a quick buck. He actually looked out for my happiness and also for my health. And over time you get to meet people and you get to chat to the whole team, and it's been a great experience. It's also been about the only 40 minutes a week that I get to myself. So actually to be able to come in here and chill out and read my book while I have my laser treatment has been brilliant. But as I say, the best thing for me is actually meeting somebody and a team that down the road, because they've shown the honesty and the integrity that I was hoping for, I will trust their views on what I should be doing by way of treatment from now until the end of time. The main thing I'd like to say about my hair restoration process and experience is thank you to Craig and the team. They took what, if I'd taken a different path, could have been an incredibly negative experience. I could have ended up having some backstreet hair transplant, which actually not only might have been really bad, but also, did more harm than good. Instead, I've come out with a treatment process which not only has given me great results, but has given me results beyond my expectation, in that actually it's not false. It's me for the rest of my life. And all it is Craig and the team being able to, revitalize existing follicles and existing hairlines. And to me, that's been huge. I mean, will I keep coming here for the rest of my life? Yes, I will. Will I have a hair transplant down the line? I'm hoping not need to. But if I ever were to, I know the man and I know the company that I'll be coming to.